Hi everybody, I just wanted to give you a quick little video and back to school information for this school year. This will be included in your email, and then if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. So this is my family. My husband is also a teacher, so he teaches high school English in Norco at Roosevelt High School. My daughter Tessa is going into 4th grade, and my son Landon is going into 2nd grade. And this is my 3rd year with Mission Vista. Here is our school calendar. It has our first day of school, which is August 14th, and our last day of school, which is May 31st. How many days are in each semester, our holidays, and then here is a link to the school calendar, which has testing dates on it, learning period dates when things are due. So I would definitely download this and then put it on your fridge or have it with your homeschool materials. I will also keep a copy of it with me during our meetings to reference as well. So this year, they're making it a really big priority that if you're going to be away for 10 school days, we need to have a travel plan in place. So if this is something that you're thinking about doing, let me know and we can kind of discuss this further. So this year and last year, I had Google folders for everyone. I don't know if they were used as well as I should have been using them. So every family will have a Google folder, and within each Google folder, if you have multiple students, they'll have their own folder. You can turn in your work samples there this year if that's easier than emailing or texting them. This is where your STAR 360 results will be, and then any information, like if you have a student with an IEP or things like that, they'll be housed in that folder. This year I'm going to try something new, and I'm going to have a learning period folder for each family. I can't guarantee you it's going to be red, so we'll see whatever color I end up getting. So in your folder, I'll have their calendars, our important dates. I'm going to print out those I can statements for each student, and we'll kind of just check them off in person this time. So that way I can kind of put my computer down and focus more on our meeting. And then in this folder, we'll also include any passwords your student might need to get into any of their programs. Work samples. So work samples will become turned in, I'm hoping the 3rd week of every learning period would be great, so that way I can kind of get ahead on turning them into my peer so she can review them. As a reminder, work samples will need to show students' best work, and it should match an I can statement that I assigned at the beginning of that learning period. They need to write their first and last name clearly in the upper right-hand corner with the full date. Weekends cannot be counted. And then the parent can give like a smiley face or a grade level or a grade on the assignment, just showing that you looked over it. If your worksheet or sample does include like written responses, please include those questions as well. So our AWRs, or our I can checklist, it's the list of California state standards for each grade level. There'll be a copy of that in your Google folder, and there'll also be a copy of that in your learning plan meeting folder as well. So we're going to use this document. They've kind of made it a little bit easier to use this year, so that we can kind of keep track and make sure that your students meeting their grade level standards, and then we can obviously also offer some support if we're struggling with those as well. So here are our learning plan requirements. We're going to meet once per learning period. 2 of those times will be in person. During our meeting, I'm going to look over body of work, so that doesn't mean just one sample. I should see multiple worksheets or activities, or your students should be able to talk about multiple things that they've worked on per each subject, each learning period. I will grade the standards we had already previously discussed you teaching in that learning period, and then I'll assign the next learning period grades as well. We'll turn you, hopefully I've already turned in a work sample prior to that, and then I can offer any help to you as a learning coach if you need some support. So compliance just means that you're going to turn in that work sample, attendance, you're going to attend your meetings, and you're going to communicate well with me. You've already seen the master agreement and have signed that. Testing this year, all grade levels will complete that STAR 360 in the fall, winter, and spring. I will be sending out information on when to sign up for our fall testing session. We have our CAS testing for grades 3 through 8, that's the state test, and 11th grade. 5th and 8th and high school will take the science version of that. If you have a student in 5th, 7th, or 9th, they will take the PFT, which is the physical fitness test. And then if you have an English only learner, which I don't think we do, there's a separate test for that. The goal of testing this year, since it is mandatory, that we want to see student growth and progress, which I had started looking at test scores from last year, and I'm so proud of how hard my students worked and the growth that they're making. So I think this is going to be a great year for testing. Report cards, they go at the end of each semester. I will be in contact with you for your input on those, since you are the main learning coach and working with your student daily. Here's some information about enrichment planning amounts. So just remember that what you have in your account right now is for first semester, and then you'll get more funds dropped for second semester. Here's some information on enrichment as well, so you can look over that. This year we have some online subscription packages which are given to our students for free. So these ones in this box right here are for free, but I do need to still process that order. So if any of these online curriculums you want to use, let me know so we can make sure we get that processed. Ignite Learning used to be called Space Academy, but then families thought all the classes were about space. So we changed the name this year to Ignite Learning. So these are all free 30-minute classes that for math, language arts, and then some elective classes during the week as well. So this is a great way to get your student used to maybe using the computer a little bit more, or giving you some support in those core classes as well. So communication, this year I'm trying out that Remind app, and that I'm only going to use to send out large group messages. When you respond, it just comes to me, but that way I don't have to text each person individually and be like, hey, attendance is due today, or please check your email, I sent you something important. I can put it on Remind and it goes to all of you at once. Obviously, texting, phone call, and email are the best ways to reach me. Texting first, just because I have my phone with me all day long. Work samples, if you have any questions about those, just reach out. You can put them in your Google folder, or you can email them to me. Just make sure you're putting them in that PDF format, not just a photo. Learning plan meetings this year, at our first meeting, we're going to sign up for meetings for the entire semester. And then if we need to change to a new day or time, you can let me know. That way we kind of have our calendar set up for that first semester. And then if you ever need anything, please reach out and ask. My job is to support you guys and to be your little middleman if you have any questions. Look over this page and see if there's anything that you haven't completed yet for back to school. And then if you haven't signed up for Parent Square, the school uses that to send out mass information to families, so make sure you sign up for that. And always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Looking forward to working with you guys this school year.